this video I'm going to talk about life after 40 in SIEM REAP, Cambodia, and how it compares with life in the UK. If you care about your health, SIEM REAP is a great city to live in. Pretty much no matter where you live, in whatever neighborhood, you're either going to be able to walk or it's going to be a very short commute to the gym. When I lived in the UK, I had to commute for like 20 minutes to my local gym. It makes it less likely you're going to go consistently if there's a commute. And if you don't care about your health, check how cheap the booze is here. Most of these beers you can get for less than $1. Anchor, 70 cents. Singer, 75 cents. Take it out. This bottle of Smirnoff vodka is only $12. Dead cheap here. They must not tax it so much as they do in the UK. It's about half price. It's also very easy to eat healthy here. Pretty much anywhere you go is going to have mostly healthy options. I'd say about 80% of the options on a typical Cambodian menu is healthy. The main ingredient's always vegetables with a small portion of rice and some protein. Here I've got a salad. You can get a salad in SIEM REAP for as little as $3, and they're really good. When I first joined the gym here, I weighed myself, and I was 207 pounds, which is 94 kilos. And we've been here about 6 months. Last time I weighed myself, I was down to 190. And the only thing I've changed is my diet. Obviously, vitamin D is an important component of good health. And I think that people who live in sunny places are less depressed. When I think back on my time in Scotland, I think maybe I had that seasonal affective disorder because, you know, in the winter time, I would drive to work in the dark, and then I'd drive home in the dark. I was living like a vampire. I can't be healthy. Also on the subject of health, the people who live here, the Cambodians, are such a quiet and peaceful people. They don't seem stressed out like so many people do in Western countries. You really notice it, especially when you're driving around here. The roads are complete chaos, but there's never any road rage. You know, I never thought that I'd say this, but one of the best things about living here is being able to drive this scooter around. Let's be honest, by the time you're middle-aged, the idea of fun is a distant memory. But this thing's fun. So much fun. The cheap cost of living is a huge advantage of living here. A lot of the things that used to annoy me about living in a Western country, I no longer have to worry about. I don't have to worry about cooking because it's so cheap to eat out here. I don't have to worry about laundry because that's also cheap. It's cheap to go out and have a few drinks. I mean, it's cheap to go anywhere really here. I don't have to worry about interest rates, the fluctuating price of petrol, none of that stuff. Quick Google search told me that it actually costs £1,500 a month to enroll your kid in private school in the UK. Obviously in the UK, you've got free primary and secondary education. I can't speak to the schools in England, but the free government schools in Scotland are not much better than juvenile detention centres. So it's a huge advantage. A place like this with affordable private education. Another huge advantage of living here is affordable private healthcare. I can't speak on this personally, but my family tell me the NHS is in a complete shambles right now and they can't even get an appointment to see a doctor. I had a quick look on the prices of this hospital behind me, and a lot of the procedures are very cheap. You can get an x-ray, I think for $10 or $20. A tetanus shot's $10. If you have to stay overnight here, it's only $30 a night for the VIP room. So what's the downside of living here when compared with the UK? Well, there's no safety net here. So as much as there's problems in the UK right now with the NHS, here there is no free healthcare if you're an expat. Every week on Facebook, there's some expat that's had an accident or has gotten sick, and they're fundraising, or their family's fundraising to try and pay their medical bills. If you can't afford to pay your visa extensions and you're caught overstaying, you might face jail time. If anything happens back home with your friends or family, weddings, funerals, things like that, it's going to be very difficult for you to fly home. It's multiple flights. It's extremely expensive, especially at short notice. So one of the negatives about living here, I would say, is that it's really easy to slip into an unhealthy lifestyle. You come from a country like the UK, there's certain societal norms to prevent you from drinking too much, but here that's not the case. Anywhere you go, at pretty much any time of day, you're going to be surrounded by people drinking alcohol. There's not the same taboo here because people are on holiday or expats live here who have retired. If you're prone to drinking too much alcohol or you have addiction issues, there's a good chance they're going to get worse living in a country like this. Also on the subject of addiction, you don't need a prescription from a doctor here to get pills. This might cause huge problems for someone with an addictive personality or struggling with addiction issues. Also, alcohol is so cheap here that you're not going to limit your drinking for financial reasons. And if you're retired, you don't have to worry about getting up for work in the morning. And also, you might find that your social life revolves around drinking. So, that being said, cheers. Another potential challenge of moving here is cultural assimilation. Let's be honest, are you really going to learn the Khmer language to a fluent level? I mean, you might. I'm not saying that you won't, but let's be honest. And it's not just the language. You're going to have a different set of national holidays. You're going to have different cultural norms. You might move here and... Huh? Okay. Thank you. I can imagine that a lot of people move here and feel isolated. You also will never be viewed as a Cambodian by the locals. You could live here 50 years, you're still going to get overcharged at the markets. You're still going to get hassled by every tuk-tuk driver that sees you walking in the street. You know, if you look Western even a little bit, you'll always be treated as a tourist here. It is what it is. So overall, if you take everything into consideration, is SIEM REAP Cambodia a better option for middle-aged people than the UK? And I have to say yes. In almost every category, this beats the UK. If I was still in my 20s, I probably wouldn't move here. I'd be going to Bali or Thailand or somewhere with more of a scene, where there's more large groups of young people. But as a 40-something, this place is pretty perfect. If you found any value in this video, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.